Hello, welcome to lesson 6b, judging by appearances. In this grammar, we're going to learn modals of deduction like might, can't, must. In vocab, study the body, and in pronunciation, we will work on some diphthongs, okay? So let's start here. Number one, reading and speaking. To start with, you are going to answer these questions here. They are personal questions, okay? So take a look at these three questions and answer them. Okay, so now in B, look at the four profile photos. Do you think the people have chosen these photos? Here are the four profile photos. Did they choose them? Okay, so what do you think the people have chosen these photos? Great. Now, in C, read the article and complete it with the headings below. Then, look at the four photos again. Which of the 12 categories do you think they belong to? Come on, let's do it. So here, read about this article and these 12 categories, filling out with one of these headings here, okay? Pause the video and do it. Great, let's then check your answers. So this is the order of the headings you should use. Okay. Great. Now, in letter D, our focus would be on the highlighted phrases. So take a look at them and try to figure out their meanings here. These highlighted words, okay? What do they mean? Great. Check up a dictionary. Now, you will think about the profile photos or ID card photos of your family and friends. Which categories do they fit in? Do you agree with the text? Has the article made you want to change your profile picture? Why or why not? All right. Now, let's work on some vocabulary. The body. Look at the four pictures and listen. Which one is the thief?
3.38.
Okay, ladies. Now, can you describe the man you saw in the bank?
Well, he was, kind of tall. He had very long legs and very skinny, thin.
Yes, very narrow shoulders, and he had a beard and a little mustache.
No, he didn't. He had a mustache, but not a beard. It's just that I think he hadn't shaved.
No, it was a beard, I'm sure.
And anyway, Doris, you weren't wearing your glasses, so you can't have seen him very well.
I could see perfectly well.
Ladies, please. So, no mustache then?
No, he had a mustache, but he didn't have a beard.
And what about his hair?
Dark.
Yes, short, dark hair.
Straight?
No, curly, I'd say. Wouldn't you say, Doris?
Yes, very curly.
So, dark, curly hair?
Yes, that's what we said. Are you deaf or something?
What about his eyes? Did you notice what color they were?
Brown eyes, nothing special, and very small. But he had a big nose.
Yes, a very big nose.
And what time was it when you saw this man?
Okay, listen again if necessary. Who was the thief? Let's check your answers. It was number 3. Okay, excellent. Now, let's go together to Vocabulary Bank page 160 and learn about the body, okay? So now match the words with the pictures. Okay, let's check your answers. You will now listen, check your answers, and afterwards listen again. And this time you are going to practice your pronunciation.
3.39. The body. Parts of the body. 6.
Arms,
8. Back. 16.
ears,
13. Eyes. 9.
face,
7. Feet. 14.
fingers,
5. Hands. 2.
head,
19. Knees. 17.
legs,
20. Lips. 1.
mouth,
4. Neck. 18.
nose,
12. Shoulders. 10.
stomach,
11. Teeth. 3.
toes,
15. Tongue.
Listen again and practice your pronunciation. Okay? Excellent. So now, try to cover the pictures and remember the words too, okay? An important info about parts of the body. In English, we use possessive pronouns my, your, his, her with parts of the body and not the. Okay? So, for example, give me your hand and not the hand. Okay? Give me your hand. So, always use the possessive pronouns together with parts of the body. Okay? So, I need to brush my hair. I need to brush my teeth. Okay? Always this way. Now, verbs related to the body. Now, you are going to complete these sentences here, okay, with a verb from the list in the correct tense. Which two verbs are irregular in the past tense? So let's go. Pause the video and do it. Great. Let's check your answers.
3.40. Verbs related to the body. 1.
Don't be scared of the dog. He won't bite.
2.
Jason kicked the ball too hard, and it went over the wall into the next yard.
3.
Don't throw stones. You might hit somebody.
4.
Something smells delicious. Are you making a cake?
5.
The stranger stared at me for a long time, but he didn't say anything.
6.
Can you taste the rice? I'm not sure if it's cooked yet.
7.
My dad whistled a tune as he raked the leaves.
8.
Don't touch the oven door. It's really hot.
9.
The audience clapped when I finished singing.
10.
The teacher suddenly pointed at me and said, "What's the answer?"
11.
In Russia, if you smile at strangers, people think you're crazy.
12.
Everybody nodded in agreement when I explained my idea.
Okay, great. So this is the order you should have written here. Great. Fantastic. So now go back to page 59. Now we are going to work on pronunciation of diphthongs. Remember, diphthongs are a combination of two vowel sounds or vowel letters. For example, the sounds oi in voice. Okay, so now let's listen and repeat the 5 words and sounds.
3.41. 1.
Bike. I.
2.
Train. A.
3.
Phone. O.
4.
Owl. Ow.
5.
Boy. Oi.
Great. Now, in letter B, you are going to write these words in the correct columns according to their sounds, okay? Pause the video and do it. Great. Let's then check your answers.
3.42. 1.
Bike. I. Bite. Eyes. Smile.
2.
Train. A. Face. Taste.
3.
Phone. O. Nose. Shoulders. Throw. Toes.
4.
Owl. Ow. Mouth. Outgoing.
5.
Boy. Oi. Pointy. Voice.
Great. Congratulations. Now you can check here the words and their sounds. Okay, so now in letter C, you will also practice saying the phrases below. Great. Now, D, take the quiz. Answer with my, your, their plus part of a body, okay? So here, which parts of the body do you wear a ring, gloves, socks, a cap on? So answer these questions here with a part of the body. Okay, checking your answers. Now we are going to do the song activity. It will be displayed both the activity to be downloaded and also the link to listen to the song here below. You can check the link, okay? Okay, now let's move on to next page, 60. Let's work on some grammar now. Modus of deduction. Look at the photos of 3 people, then in 2 minutes match 3 sentences with each person. Let's see. Take a look at these pictures and try to match them. Okay, in class we can compare your answers, all right? Now, in communication, we are going to page 106. Okay, this exercise is called Judging by Appearance. You will find out more about these people so you can see if your guesses were right. So here you can read about Dominic, Mira, and Olga. Great. Were your guesses right? Let's get back. All right, so in letter D, look at the sentences in A and answer the questions. Here, you will look at the sentences here in A. Okay? And answer these questions here about the modal verbs. All right, let's then check your answers. Fantastic. Great. So now we are going to page 143 for the grammar bank. Let's study here together. I will play here some examples so you can repeat them, okay? Starting then modals of deduction, might, can't, and must, starting with might, when you think something is possibly true.
3.44.
Repeat.
Tony's phone is turned off. He might be on the plane now or just boarding.
Laura might not like that skirt. It's not really her style.
I don't know where Kate is. She may be at work or at the gym.
I'm surprised that Ted isn't here. He may not know that the meeting is today.
Okay, so now about can't. Let's listen these examples and repeat.
3.45.
Brandon can't earn much money at his job. He's still living with his parents.
That woman can't be Jack's wife. Jack's wife has dark hair.
Nessa lição, então, na 6B, nós vamos falar sobre esses modais de dedução. Estes modais, então, might, can't e must, são modais que nós vamos usar para indicar quão certos, né, ou para assegurar sobre algo, uma informação que nós tenhamos, sempre baseada, né, em algo que nós já tenhamos por concreto, né, por uma informação prévia. Neste caso aqui, nós vamos usar então o might quando você acha que algo é possível, né, que de ser verdadeiro. Você não tem certeza, mas você crê que isso seja verdade. Então, Tony's phone is turned off. He might be on the plane now or just boarding. Então, eu sei que o Tony ia pegar o avião. Então, pode ser que ele esteja com o celular desligado, né? Talvez esteja, não tenho certeza, mas pode ser que sim. Então, o might e o may é quando você acha que algo é possível, mas você não tem certeza disso, tá? O can't nós usamos quando você tem certeza que algo é impossível de estar certo, né? Ou de ser verdade. É impossível. Então aqui nós temos Brandon can earn much money at his job. He's still living with his parents. Então aqui é quando você tem certeza que algo é impossível de ser verdadeiro, ok? Então, o might, eu não tenho certeza. Quando você tiver certeza ou segura sobre algo que você está falando, você pode usar o must, né? When you are sure something is true. The neighbors must be out. There aren't any lights on in the house. Né? Então não tem nenhuma luz acesa na casa. Eles não devem estar em casa, né? Eles devem estar fora. Então isso é uma certeza e é baseada na informação de que as luzes estão todas apagadas, ok? Então nós usamos o must, tá? Neste contexto aqui. Aqui nós temos aqui, ó, in this context, the opposite of must is can't, né? Então, quando a gente está falando aqui sobre uma certeza que a gente tem, o must na afirmativa tenho certeza que sim, e o can't na negativa tenho certeza que não pode ser verdade, tá? Aqui, ó, nós temos os desenhos para ilustrar, né, este exemplo. The neighbors must be out. There aren't any lights on in the house. The neighbors can be out. All the lights are on in the house. E assim a gente vê o contraste, tá? Nós podemos usar o could ao invés de might em frases afirmativas também, né? Que nem no exemplo aqui, ó. Jack could ou Jack might be at the party. I'm not sure, né? Então, de incerteza. Nós costumamos usar também o verbo to be juntamente com o gerúndio, né? Depois de might, must e can't, ok? Exemplo aqui, ó. They must be having, must be having. They must be having a party. The music is very loud. Eles devem estar, né, tendo uma festa, fazendo uma festa, porque a música está muito alta. Então, must be com o verbo ing. Okay? Great. Now, review if necessary. If not, let's do exercise A. Match the sentences. Pause the video and do it. Great. Let's check your answers. Fantastic. Activity B, cover 1 through 9 and look at A through J. Remember 1 through 9. Here in letter B, it's also about letter A. You will cover the first sentences, look at the letters, okay, and try to remember the previous sentences. In C, complete with must, might not, or can't. Okay, checking your answers. Great. Let me know if you need any extra help, okay? Go back now to page 60 and let's do this listening exercise. Now, look at the man in the photo. Make sentences about him using might, may, could not be, must be, or can be, and the words from the list. Let's go. Great. Now, you will listen to a woman talking about the man in A and answer these questions here.
$3.47.
A few months ago, I was with a Vietnamese friend of mine named Nhi in California, and we were driving around the West Hollywood area, which is a pretty famous part of Los Angeles. You know, the Sunset Strip, Melrose Avenue, lots of cool shops and restaurants, and lots of movie stars. Anyway, it was a hot, sunny day, and we were thirsty, so we stopped at a cafe for a cold drink and a snack. So we sat down at an outside table waiting for the server when we saw a man walking toward us. He was wearing a crazy combination of clothing, and he kind of looked like a mess. He had a beard, long messy brown hair, and he was wearing a winter hat in the middle of summer. Nhi said, "Oh, look at that poor man. He must be homeless. He looks like he hasn't taken a shower for some time. He's also really thin. He must be hungry. Should I give him some money?" She started to look in her bag for some money, but I looked at him again and just said, "Don't." She couldn't understand why I didn't want her to give the man some money, and she thought I was being very mean and unfriendly.
Okay, so now answer these questions. You can check this audio script here as well, okay? In the listening script section. Let's check your answers. All right. So, why do you think the speaker stopped Nhi? Listen and find out. Who was the man?
3.48.
When the man had gone past, I said, "Nhi, that man isn't homeless. He's Russell Brand, the British comedian and actor. He's one of the funniest people in show business, and he definitely isn't homeless. He has a house in the Hollywood Hills and an apartment in New York City. And he definitely doesn't need any money. He just enjoys wearing comfortable, old, mismatched clothing. In fact, Russell Brand often talks to the homeless people he sees on the streets and gives them money or buys them food. Even though he looks a little messy and scary, he's actually a very kind person. Nee was really surprised. She said that she thought all U.S. celebrities dressed in designer clothes and had perfect hair and makeup all the time. I told her that in the U.S., you can't always judge people by their appearance. A lot of people, even famous celebrities, like to dress in old, mismatched clothing because it's comfortable and it helps them blend in with the crowd better so they can go quietly about their business.
Let's check your answers. Great. In letter D now, look at the photos of Susan Boyle in the article. Do you know who she is? Can you guess why she has changed her appearance? So this is the article. And we are going to read about her now, okay? Okay, so E. Read the article once and choose the best summary for it. Here we have the options. Okay, let's check your answers. Now, letter F. Read the article again and mark true or false for these sentences and say why the false sentences are false. Checking your answers. Fantastic. That's great. So now moving on to next page, letter G. Find the word or a phrase in the article for the definitions. Pause the video and do it. Checking your answers. Great. Now in letter H, this is more of a speaking practice. You can try to answer these questions by yourself or writing them down in your notebook, okay? Or getting ready to discuss about it in our online class. Great. Fantastic. So that's it. Now let's go to the workbook. Remember to do the exercises in order to practice what you learned. Pages 40, 41, and 42. Okay, I'm going to play the listening exercise so you can do in your book. Let's go.
File 6B. Listening.
Hello and welcome to today's program. Have you ever wondered how women made themselves look beautiful in the past? Our beauty expert Olivia Johnson is with us today, and she's going to tell us all about beauty through the ages. Olivia, where are you going to start?
Well, I'm going to start with the Egyptians, but it wasn't only women who used cosmetics at this time. Both Egyptian men and women loved their cosmetics. We know that from the paintings and the powders they left behind. The women wore a powder on their faces to make their skin lighter, and they painted a big black line around their eyes to make them look bigger. Men put a cream made of fat and oil and other substances on their face to protect it from the sun. A very early version of sunscreen. Egyptian kings and queens also put colorful powders around their eyes. Their favorite color was green, which they got from a mineral called malachite.
How interesting. Who are you going to tell us about next?
Okay, let's move on to the ancient Greeks. Cosmetics were an important part of their life, too. The ancient Greek idea of beauty was very pale skin, blonde hair, and natural makeup. For them, pale skin was a sign of beauty and wealth. The women used a powder made out of a metal called lead to make their faces look lighter.
You mean lead? The lead that used to be in the pipes carrying the water in our houses?
That's right.
But lead is poisonous.
Yes, it is. And the ancient Greeks knew lead was poisonous. But it was so important for them to be beautiful that they used it on their face, and of course, it made them sick.
I can't believe they used lead on their faces. Anyway, who's next on the list?
The Romans. They were absolutely obsessed with beauty. A Roman philosopher once wrote, "A woman without paint is like food without salt." So it's clear that they really believed that women should wear a lot of makeup. The Romans believed that pink on the cheeks was a sign of good health, but they did not apply the makeup themselves. Instead, they used their servants to put on their creams and powders.
So the servants were like modern makeup artists then?
Yes, I guess you could say that.
I think I prefer putting on my own makeup. Olivia Johnson, thank you for joining us.
My pleasure.
Okay, so that's it. Thank you. See you next video. Bye bye.